here with Sherique Dill, who's in the Bahamas. Jealousy, jealousy. She's our next person behind the passion. Hello, Sherique. How are you, dear?
Hello, I am doing wonderful. I am so excited and happy to be here on this show today.
Well, I want to say thank you for accepting my nomination. And like I was saying just a little while ago, when I saw you on the Facebook group, you made some comments, and I clicked on your profile, and I see that you're a success coach. You do training. You teach people about money. I mean, and prosperity. I know we're going to hear all about that, but that's sort of the of what you do, right?
Yes, but I first started out as an author. I am a writer, first and foremost.
Really?
Yes, I have published books. So I started out as a writer, and then I transformed years after years into different fields. But first, it started with me writing. That's my first
Okay.
love and passion.
Okay. And we're going to
Mhm.
hear all about that in just a minute. So for those of you who are watching or watching the replay, if you're watching live, I don't know which one it's going to be, but the Self Achievement Network, I'm the founder, and it's very simple. We are a Facebook group, and we have some hubs around. We're all some smaller groups that people can go in those groups, and they can be prosperous. They can make money. They can do their whatever they love to do, share their passion with people. In this group, what I primarily do is I interview people to give people the opportunity to either discover their passion, to share their passion, or to evolve their passion. And so that's what the network is all about. And so when I saw Sherique, I was like, I need to nominate this woman. She's doing some amazing things. I did see that you were an author. That's one of the things that I remember. So you're going to have to tell us all about your books and everything that you're doing. But the program is called Person Behind the Passion, right? So I may ask you some not so personal questions about, maybe your travels or things like that, so people can get to know you. They'll see you as a real person, and we're not like swipe up, swipe up, swipe up. It's not what this is about. This is an introduction. So everyone, this is Sherique. So once upon a time, you were born, and then what happened?
Well, once upon a time, I was born in the most beautiful country in the world to me, and it is called the Bahamas, the
Wow.
place of the sun, and definitely the sea. And so I grew up in Abaco. That's an island in the Bahamas. So that's where I would have went through school, high school, primary school, high school with my family down there in Abaco. And so when I would have graduated from high school, I relocated from Abaco and I came into Nassau, New Providence.
Mm-hmm.
That is the island where most people know. And sometimes they think that the Bahamas is Nassau, but the Bahamas is not just Nassau. We have many islands and many keys here. But of course, New Providence is the capital of the Bahamas. And so I came here, I went to college, I got a job employed with the government of the Bahamas,
Mm-hmm.
working in the Ministry of Education
Okay.
as a young lady. And of course, I have a family. I got married. I have a family with three beautiful children. And do you want me to continue and go into my life and how it progressed?
Well, let's talk about how you like what are you doing currently, your passion, and then we'll go back in time, because
Okay.
yeah. So you have some books written, and you're doing coaching and training. Tell us about that.
Okay. And so I started off first as an author. And so I have books written because, and the reason why I started writing is because I just felt
Well, don't freeze on me. Come on, technology.
that's something. Yes, lack of energy, not clear, not focused on or not even having a vision for what I really wanted or where I wanted myself to be. And so I just woke up one day and say, hey, something is missing. This is not what I want for my life. And I read a very important book. I don't know if you've heard of him, but his name is Dr. Miles Monroe. He's a pastor and a mentor here in Nassau, Bahamas.
Okay, no, I had.
And okay. And I read a book and it's called Unleash Your Purpose. And I read that and that did something to me. And that was the birth of really how I started and what I did. And it created a lot of passion because I realized, hey, I'm not just here. I don't just exist on the planet to just get a job, pay bills, and just die one day. But I have a mission here and I need to find it. I need to find what are my gifts and my talents and my abilities. And of course, these are the things that birthed my passion. And ever since I realized that my passion won't allow me to ever quit, I just keep moving and just keep going.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's amazing. Hey, I think that, like I had said earlier, something had triggered me, and I had my own journey, and I think it's great. It just even a little book, right, sparked it in you. So tell us about your books. What you have? How many books written?
Well, I have 3 books written. The first book I wrote is called Created to Stand Out, Not Fit In. And so this book is about self-love and appreciating yourself for who you are and not compromising with your beliefs and your standards, your morals for other people just to fit into organizations or fit into worldly concepts or what they think you should be. But just falling in love with yourself and just being who you are, being that unique original that the Most High, that God has created you to be. And so that is my first work. And I always saw myself as different and not just following other people, but just being that great leader that I know that I am. And so I just wanted to share that and inspire other people that, hey, you are not strange or weird. You're just special and unique. And so that is my first book. The second book I wrote came from my financial abilities. It's called A Cage Called Job. Okay. And this book really was birthed from having a job and working and seeing how it limits you, it limits your abilities, and it keeps you entrapped. And I just envision a bird being put into a cage and not being able to fly because of this cage. And I thought, wow, many people are caught in a cage financially, and not only financially, but when you get a job, you're not really hired to do the things that you love to do. You're hired really for responsibilities and the tasks. And so many times we find ourselves having to forget about our passions and our gifts and our abilities just for a job. And of course, most people know that you'll never become wealthy or rich on a job. And so I just wanted to promote ownership. Not that you must just walk away from your job, but just promote ownership and knowing that one day you should want to be the master of your own destiny. And of course, my third book, I wrote a third book, is called Generational Wealth, and it really speak about making your wealth generational. But I want to draw emphasis to my fourth book, which is Becoming a Master of Self. I just released it. I think it's 2 weeks ago, and this book is so great. It's influential. It's powerful because I'm talking about self-discipline, and it's my personal life because I've been through many discouragements. Sometimes I felt like, hey, I'm not going to do this anymore. I just felt like giving up because I didn't feel as if I reached a level of success that I wanted to reach. And sometimes you wrestle with self-doubt because sometimes you doubt if you could really do it or if you're good enough. These are the feelings that you encounter. And then I spoke about fear and procrastination and indecisiveness, all of these emotions that hinder success. And so I spoke about it and how you should overcome it and not doing or just operating on feelings, but mastering those emotions and doing what you should do. And so it's a book about self-discipline.
Wow. That's great. Bravo. And I can tell I'm over here listening. I can feel the energy when you're talking. You're very passionate about that. And I want to say thank you so much for adding your wisdom and your knowledge and putting it out there into the world, because it is so, so needed. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's true. So, so you've got these books. Are these are all like Amazon books or self-published or?
Well, I am a self-publisher, but they are on Amazon.
Okay.
Yes,
We'll
you
add
can
the link.
purchase the book.
We will add the links so that people can go if they're curious about it, and they can take a look and they could buy them if they want to.
Yes, they're available on Amazon, Kindle, and the paperback.
Okay, cool. That's great. So then you're doing like one-on-one coaching or group coaching also?
Well, I prefer one-on-one coaching. I would love to do group coaching one day, but mostly what I have been doing is one-on-one coaching with certain individuals if they might need help in an area. That's really my platform for the coaching right now. But I would
Mhm.
also say that I do a lot of group coaching, I would say, in the classroom because I'm also a trainer and a teacher. And you can find courses that I teach and train people on Skillshare. I don't know if you've ever heard of Skillshare
I've heard of it, yeah.
and Udemy.
Yes.
These are platforms where I have certain courses up. And so I'm basically coaching people and teaching people by them clicking on to my class and learning.
What's your I mean, the one that you love to do the most, the one that like takes no energy?
Hmm. Writing.
Really? They're going around writing.
I love to write because being the introvert really that I am, I feel when I'm writing, I'm my most creative, and my thoughts are so powerful, and I can really capture it a lot through writing. Sometimes I can get a bit shy. I'm breaking out of it now because I have to force myself now to do more videos and stuff like that. So I'm breaking out of that shell that I was in,
Mhm.
or out of that comfort zone. But I love to write. I love to write.
That's great.
But I'm
And
falling in love with coaching. I love to coach people because I just love to help. When I look at myself as an infopreneur, someone who just finds a way to spread or share information in any way that I can.
that's great. Wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
And you're young.
Yes, I
You
am young.
you achieved a lot in your young years. That's great.
Yes.
And you have your family at the same time, taking care of them, and so you're busy. So the Ministry of Education, and so is that like that's working for the government, but then you're saying you're a trainer, and you're training what, government employees or just anybody that can I don't even know, explain that a little bit.
Okay, no, anyone who's interested in what I teach. For example, I have a course called How to Set Goals and Achieve Them. So that is my audience. So people would see the course, and if they are interested in learning how to set goals, then they are welcome to go into the class and learn. So when I put things out there, I have a class on customer service because I've been working in an office setting for at least 20 years. And so I have the expertise in how to run an office and
Mhm.
how to serve customers. I have these skills. And so I teach them to other people. So if you are an office worker, a receptionist, or a customer service rep, and you want to learn about it, you can go ahead and click. And so this is what I do. These are my target audience based on the type of courses that I create. I
Mhm.
also have financial courses as well where I teach people how to save, how to reduce debt. I teach them about assets and liabilities and all of these amazing things that it took me so long to learn. It took me a long time to learn it.
I know that it does too. When I first became a trainer, I felt that I was a pretty balanced person. And when I first started to train and teach classes like that, I learned so much from teaching that I think that it brought me like even further from, from where I was, because people they were looking at me like I'm the expert. Well, I'm the one doing the training, doing a lot of the learning, and then able to pass that on to, the people that are in the class, those experiences. So, well, that's terrific. So you were born on this little island. What was that like?
It was awesome. Always sunny and of course very beautiful. The people are really nice people to be around, very hospitable, and I just love the Bahamas. It is to me paradise, and of course, because of the proximity to the United States, very close, a very neighboring country to the United States. So it's just a pleasure and a blessing. And I think because we are so close to America, we have a lot of opportunities. We get to experience a lot of things. So
Mhm.
I'm just grateful, grateful.
So you're here. You are a little girl, and when did you like realize that you were on this island and you were completely surrounded by water? Is that at a very young age, right? I'm sure. What was that experience like?
Um,
It's just
I
normal.
think, yeah. Well, I think I don't remember, but I remember as a little child always going to the waters, going around the beach, and it became normal because as I saw my parents, my father in Abaco, he has a boat. And so as a little child, I remember him always putting us into the boat and we would go to catch fish and conch and crawfish and all of these things. So as a little child, I was, always used to being around the water and seeing the beautiful sun and feeling the beautiful sunshine. And so from a child, I got to love the environment and the atmosphere because we always was out and enjoying nature.
Hmm. Wow. So your dad had a boat,
Yes.
and you lived on the beach.
Well, actually, we lived about 5 minutes from the beach. We could have walked as a little child. I remember walking from my house with my family, with my cousins. We actually walked to the beach, and it was only like 5 minutes away. So we stayed there, and we always played there at the beach. And I just remember connected to a something fun, and something calming and relaxing. That's what I remember. And today, as a grown woman, whenever I want to relax my mind, whenever I want my powerful and great mind to just soar, I find myself at the beach. And
Mm-hmm.
this is when amazing things happen for me. And so
Mm-hmm.
I remember the beach as this powerful environment. It's a powerful environment of nature.
I mean, do you get nervous when the hurricane season comes? You have.
Yes.
It's got to be great.
Fortunately, yes, fortunately here in New Providence, the hurricanes are not as bad. But I don't know if you heard of Hurricane Dorian.
No. What?
Okay, Hurricane Dorian, I think that happened in 2020. And it completely devastated the island of Abaco where I grew up.
Oh my God.
And yes, it completely devastated it. Many houses were destroyed. Many people died. And so that is the bad thing about, I guess, being in the tropics when it comes to the hurricane season. Yeah, we have a lot of bad hurricanes here, and of course we are in hurricane season now.
Mm.
So we're just hoping and praying that we don't get any hurricanes this year and that we are saved from those weather.
Yeah. Let me just. I've got you on Bahamas on Google Maps. So for reference, whoops, wrong side. So
Uh-huh.
this is Miami, Florida. Let me blow it
Hmm.
up a little bit because people from around the world are gonna look at this. Um, don't mind all those hearts that are on there. Those are all my places that I've been to. My
Okay.
travel map. So, but the Bahamas
Okay.
are right there, right on the southern tip to the east of Miami and
Hmm.
north of Cuba.
Yes.
Cuba, excuse me, Cuba.
Cuba. Yes.
Oh, that's great. I was just in the DR not too long ago, the Dominican Republic. I flew over your head. I should have waved.
You should have. Yes. Next time, I hope you make it to the Bahamas. There's no place like the Bahamas.
Well, you know what? As a matter of fact, my oldest daughter and my wife are conspiring. They're talking about going to what's your neighbor over there? Um, not Costa Rica, Puerto Rico.
Okay, Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can talk them into going to Nassau.
Yes.
Funny, wouldn't it? That'd be awesome.
That would be fun. And of course, we have the beautiful Atlantis and the beautiful Bahama. Beautiful hotels.
Yeah. Well, I flew. I sailed past you when I was in the Navy, but I don't even think you might have been born yet. So that was like back in 1978 or 79. So.
Oh, no, I was not born yet.
Okay, well, but I was down in that area and I got to see from a distance these islands, and I was always like wondering in my mind what it would be like to live there. And it just like you said, paradise. When I was in Hawaii, I was doing some training there and met a lot of people that lived on the different islands, and especially on the Big Island, which is the island of Hawaii. And the thing that I learned there was that a lot of these people, especially the young people at that time, which was about maybe 10 or 15 years ago, they were like going through depression because they felt trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't feel like they were going to, earn enough money to have, to be able to get off the island and go have a life outside that. Is that similar to what you hear over there, or maybe you experience?
Here in the Bahamas?
Yeah.
Well, most Bahamians, I mean, when you really look at it,
Oh, don't freeze on me. Come on. Don't.
most Bahamians don't want to leave.
It froze for a second.
Yes, it froze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just repeat what you said. You said most Bohemians.
Most Bahamians don't really leave the Bahamas or to go other places. A lot of Bahamians are really proud to be here. Most of us, when we do leave, we go to shop, have vacation, but some go to seek bigger opportunities in the first world. America, or nowadays you have some Bahamians going to Canada. But for those better opportunities in those first world country. But overall, most of all, no. Many Bahamians, they are proud to be Bahamians, and they stay right here because they just in love with the country, in love with our environment.
Oh, I can imagine. I am going to talk to my wife and my daughter about going there to Nassau. I think that would just be amazing. I'll come and, hey, Sherique, it's Dominic. You'd be like, hey.
I would be honored to show you around Nassau, Bahamas, and let you have that island experience.
Okay, I'm taking you up on that. I will. So you went to high school and everything there. What kind of a student were you? Were you involved in sports? Were you a quiet person or shy, or did you give your parents early gray hair?
I did a little bit of sports. I did a little bit of running. I used to love running. I was a bit shy, but I always loved people. I always loved to communicate with people. But certain circumstances would cause you to kind of draw back, because in the real world, some people just don't like who you are, and so sometimes you find yourself withdrawing. You understand? And so I think it started early in my childhood. Just being that, I think that's where the introvert came from. just being to myself, because sometimes when you go around other people, of course, in school and other students, sometimes they're just not, nice or whatever like that. And so you just kind of find, just be, I was a person who just was really comfortable with just being me. And I developed the attitude that, hey, I don't really need to be around people who are not going to accept me for who I am. And so I was always that strong individual. And that's why I always have the time to think and to write down my thoughts, because I'm not distracted or not a person who need to be around friends all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It kind
Wow.
of worked out for me. But I wasn't that much active. I wasn't that much active like in a lot of groups and organizations. But I had friends and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And so, and when you went to the university, you went to college, what did you study?
Business. I
Ah,
studied business.
okay.
Yes, and my major was human resources.
Ah, okay.
Hmm.
I have a soft spot for HR people. So
Yes.
I've worked with them for years, and it's all, my passion is about, like you love to support people in personal growth and development, professional development, like that. And without HR people, it just, we need the HR people because they're the same way. They're like, the tree huggers and the people huggers and helping people develop. That's great. So
Yes.
and you're married. How did you meet your husband?
I met my husband through a friend.
Ah, okay.
Yes, I met my husband through a friend, and one day we went out and we met somewhere, and he had the person who my friend, he had him with him, and this was the first time that I saw him, and so I was really feeling him. So we connected from there. We started to talk, and we had our first day, and we really became friends. We were really more as friends first, for a few months, and then we decided that we will try out a relationship.
Mm.
And we've now been married for 12 years. We just celebrated our 12th anniversary on May 30th.
Congratulations.
Yes.
12 years. That's phenomenal. That's great. Wonderful. So can you cook? You
Yes.
like to
I
cook?
love to cook.
Yeah?
I love to cook. And one of my favorite shows is Chopped. Do you know Chopped?
No, I'm not a big TV guy. I don't watch a lot of TV, so the shows I don't know, but I love to cook.
Oh,
Have
yes.
so much
Okay.
fun cooking. And so are there special foods on from, in the island foods that you make that are, I don't know, or I'm sure you probably can cook many different things, but what are some of the things, the specialties that you love and your family love?
Well, one of my favorite things is fried snapper. You know, the fried fish snapper.
Yeah.
So what we do is we get the fried fish, season it nice with some pepper and some sour, and then you can coat it in a little bit of flour and fry it, and you get that beautiful, crispy, nice brown fish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we would serve that with some peas and rice and some
Ooh.
plantain. Yes, and then we here in the Bahamas we love coleslaw and baked macaroni.
Whew, I'm coming for
And
dinner.
And then we have a signature dish, which is conch. Do you know what conch is?
Conch, it's like a snail.
Yeah, it's very close to that. Yeah, but it's found in the sea in a shell. It's more like a mussel, I think it is.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and so we have stew conch. It's very delicious. And so you have to beat it with a beater. You beat it with a beater, and
Mm-hmm.
then you fry the flour and get it brown, like a brown flour, and then that's the gravy for it, and then you get that. It's more like a soup.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can put your conch in it with your potato and your carrots, and it's really good. It's stew conch, and of course we serve it with the Johnny bread.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little cake. Johnny
Mm-hmm.
bread, we call it.
Johnny bread.
Yes.
I'm
And then we
hungry.
have boiled fish. We love the boiled fish.
So does your husband go out and, right there on the beach and catch the fish, or you go to the supermarket?
No, we go and we get fresh fish because we have fishermen here who would go and they have their boats here. And so they go out and they bring back a lot of fish. And so we would go to the market and we would get fishes like that.
Wow, that sounds so good. Fresh fish like that. Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
So yeah, okay. So what would be one of your favorite foods outside of the island food? Pizza.
No. Pizza is good, but I'm trying to ease up on that dairy and stay away from the dairy. So my favorite food outside of the Bahamian
What are your
food,
favorite foods? One. I mean, there's so many good.
it's a lot. I love to eat. Do you know what sea moss is?
No.
Oh, you don't know what sea moss is? Okay, I love mushroom patties. I love to eat mushroom patties and chickpeas.
Uh-huh.
I love duck also.
Ducka?
Duck.
Duck. Okay, duck. Yeah, I get. I said duck.
Yes.
I don't know what
Yes.
duck is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Nice. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So what else do I love to eat? Sometimes I love to eat like the chicken fingers and stuff like that as well. Different types of food. But I started to really stay on the healthy. I love my salads. I love anything green. I love to eat a lot of green food, a lot of green salads and stuff like that. A nice, beautiful salad is good.
Yeah, I'm the same way. You mentioned that you do some health coaching too. Tell us about
Yes.
that.
Okay, can you give me 1 second?
Yep. Your kids. Sounds like your kids. Mommy, what are you doing? Mommy.
That's my kids trying to interrupt me.
I could hear. They're wanting their mommy. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, go ahead. Can you ask me that question again?
I think I forgot what I said.
About food? Something about health?
Oh
Healthy?
yeah, the health coaching that you're doing. Yes, thank you. What tell us about that?
Okay, well, I stay away. I try to stay away a lot from those white starchy products. Instead of eating white rice, I would do the substitute for the brown rice and the organic wild rice. Things like that. And try to phase out. I don't do the red meat and all of those things. So I would do a lot of substitutes with mushrooms and the chickpeas and stuff like that, and just eating a lot of greens. And also here in the Bahamas, we believe in a lot of bush tea, and so we'll have the fever grass tea, the moringa tea, all of those shepherd needle. So we drink a lot of teas, herbal teas that keeps the body strong. And I like cooking with a lot of lemon and garlic and ginger and stuff like that. And I definitely stay away from the white sugar, and I would get more like the monk fruit or the agave, because the sugar causes a lot of disease in the body. So once you can cut away from the sugar and all of those starchy things, you will be good. And definitely stay away from the canned food and the processed foods.
Absolutely, yes. You're right. Monk fruit you mentioned. I've heard of that, and I think I've actually had it, but I can't remember. Was it that one that's got the little prickly things on it? Monk.
I don't know if it has a prickly. That might be the. You're not talking about cactus, are you?
Monk fruit.
I know it comes from some type of plant.
Where am I? Okay.
If you search it, that's the monk fruit. Yes. There you go. That's the monk fruit. Yes.
I don't think I've had that.
Oh, that is very good. That is probably the best sweetener on the market, the monk fruit. It
Yeah,
has
it
no
was
sugar.
right there. There's a little thing for monk fruit sweetener
Yes, that's the
right
monk fruit.
there. Yeah,
Yes.
interesting. I'm gonna have to see
Hmm.
if I can find that and give that a try because I've never had that before. Because we don't always
Yes.
get here, like in Chicago, we get some of the tropical fruits, but not always. So, but that's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
what about favorite drink? Like if you go into out for a nice dinner with your husband, and you're going to celebrate your anniversary, and you said, "Honey, order for me." What kind of a drink would he order for you that he knows that you love?
Definitely, I love. I'll probably have a glass of red wine.
Okay,
Hmm.
nice
I'll
red
probably have
wine.
a glass. Yes, probably a red wine.
Okay. What about your music genre? Do you have I mean, you get all the I'm sure the American and the Cuban music and everything like this. What are your kind of music do you like to listen to?
Well, of course, being an island girl, I love to listen to reggae. I like to
Mhm.
listen to reggae. Here in the Bahamas, our music is more like rake and scrape. You could probably search it up later on to hear what rake and scrape is, but it's almost similar to Trinidadian music, like the soca.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the Bahamas, we have the rake and scrape music and the junkanu. I don't know if you ever heard of junkanu.
No, this is all new to me.
No? Oh, you
No.
don't know what you're missing. You got
Okay.
to hear some junkanu.
Junkanu.
Yes.
Can you maybe I don't know if you can type it into the thread. You can't.
Where do
I don't know. I'm
what,
looking. Type something.
I don't but let me spell it for you.
Okay, I'll type it.
It's Junkoo.
Hmm?
Junkanu.
Junkanu. Okay.
And that's every Christmas. Every Christmas, yeah, there you go. Every Christmas, we have a parade here in the Bahamas where we have persons in different groups dressed up in costumes. Then they have the drums, they have the saxophone, the horns, the whistles. Then they have the it's a saw that they have, a saw, but they have something that they scrape on the saw and
I know
that
what you're
creates
talking about.
music.
Mhm.
Yes. And so and all of those things come together and that is a beautiful, beautiful music. That
Sounds
happens in December.
sounds like dancing music to me.
Oh yes, it's dancing. Probably you can research it and watch some videos, listen to some Junkanu music from the
Okay.
Bahamas.
What was the other one that you called something in scrape scrape?
Rake and scrape. Rake and scrape. That is our music.
R-A-K-E,
Mhm.
rake and spell it
Scrape.
S-K
Yes. Scrake. Scrape.
rake and scrape.
Hmm.
That's interesting. I've never heard of that before.
Yes, rake and scrape music. And
Okay.
so I also love R&B. I love R&B music.
Mhm. Yeah.
And what else do I have? R&B, soul, and I can listen to a little bit of rap and hip hop too. But it
Mhm.
must be conscious music.
Yes.
I'm not going to sit down and listen to music that isn't conscious and doesn't make sense. So once it's good, once it's lovely and it's pure, and it makes me have a good feeling when I hear it, then I'm going to listen to it.
I totally agree. Conscious music, it has to be. I won't listen to this nonsense stuff. It just doesn't work. It may have a good beat sometimes, but it's got to be conscious. The lyrics has got to have. It has to be there for me.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, one of the artists that I love to listen to, I know you know Bob Marley,
Oh, of
of
course.
course, and then Jimmy Cliff.
Yes.
Yes, I love to listen. I love Jimmy Cliff because his music is so positive and makes you feel good. And
Mhm.
so this is the type of music that I listen to. When I listen to music, I use it as a calming experience
Mhm.
and something to to vibrate me and have me feeling good. I don't listen to things that is not going to take me anywhere.
Right. That's one thing that I see when I told you before. I went to college to become an audio engineer. So my house is completely filled with speakers everywhere. I have a great stereo. Turn it up, it fills the entire house.
Awesome, awesome.
It is none of these small little radios. I gotta have lots of sound all the way around. That's
Mm-hmm.
wonderful. I even have the sound in my garage.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so where do you see what you're doing with your training and your coaching? Where do you see yourself in, let's say, a year or 2 years? What do you see yourself doing? How you can grow a business like that?
Yes, I definitely see myself doing more courses and taking it more global. I want it to be global. Um, I've already had the Indian market reach out to me. There's a platform in India that reached out to me, and I think it was one in Europe. Yes, that reached out to me. They saw my classes on Skillshare, and they
Hmm.
would have messaged me and asked me if I can, you know, be an instructor on their site. But that's what I'm looking forward to. Not just being limited, to, to just being here in the Bahamas, but global and just reaching as many people as I can reach. And I just want, and I just have the passion of being um, known as one of the best, when it comes in inspiration, because that's what I think that where I really fall under. I just know that I have this gift and this ability to inspire people. Okay, that's that energy that comes from me. And to influence people to change, to want to do something with their lives, to change and to develop. And so I just want to be known for that and just continue to build that type of platform.
Hmm. That's great. Tell us about the academy, the Wealth Building Academy.
Okay, yes. SD Wealth Building Academy. Well, I developed that academy because that is the basis of that is really finance to teach people about financial skills, personal finances. I have a channel on YouTube where I have some videos. I just started to really develop it, but there's some videos on there about saving, how to increase your income, about debt,
Hmm.
and all of these things. So I use that platform to teach people how to have good money management skills and how to allow money to work for them and not just waste money and squander money, but do something good with your money that will one day cause you to be in a place of ownership and wealth.
That's it's so needed. It really is, and I've said that before, that it's so needed because, I mean, we all know a lot of people, and it's sad when people get into their 30s and 40s and 50s and they don't have a whole lot to show for it. It's just because they made wrong choices, and the reason why they make wrong choices is because they didn't know what the right choices were. So it's
That's right.
you that are supporting people in learning to make those right decisions based on where they want to be. You mentioned goal setting is so important, and it's not like you have to sit down and do this whole SMART goal thing all the time. It's looking at the big picture, like where do I want to be. I teach people like in 10-year chunks. So, we grow up 1 to 10, and then that's kind of our childhood, and then 10 to 20, that's kind of like our teen years and looking at college, and then 20 to 30, and then 30 to 40, 40 to 50. And I get people to look at, so where do you want to be? What do you want? What kind of experiences do you want to have? And where do you want your money level to be in the next 10-year time slot? So just even having people carve out a little plan is so much better than no plan.
Exactly, exactly. Because would you build a house without a plan?
Exactly.
You won't. A plan is the foundation. You must have a plan, and it tells you what to do.
It
And
tells you
so this
exactly
is
what to do.
why goals are very extremely important, because if you don't set goals, you will end up in any direction. You'll just do whatever feel comes to your mind, and then your life will be out of hand and out of control. You won't have
Mhm.
any control over your life.
It's true. It's true. You know, one of the things that I do on a regular basis, not every single day, but almost every single day, I do these Q&A sessions with people. And I was telling you earlier about the wheel of life thing,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
I'll tell you a little bit more about it later. But I talk to people, I ask them questions about a specific area of their life. And what usually ends up happening is that people really, they know what to do, mostly, not always, but they mostly know what to do. And I say, okay, so let's talk about, for example, your health. Okay, where is it at here? Health, right? Whoops. Let's talk about your health. If you could make a list, or if I asked you to make a list of all the things that you know that you need to start doing or stop doing, could you make the list? Guess what they always say?
Mm-hmm.
They say yes. Oh, I need to stop eating so much sugar. I need to stop doing this. I need to start exercising. I need to start doing the, you know. But that's the easy part, is making the list. What's the hard part?
No, the easy part is making the list. The hard part is actually getting started and completing it.
And doing it, right? That's
And
it.
doing it, yes, taking action.
Taking action. So I created a masterclass called Calendar Camp.
Okay, what's that all about?
Well, Calendar Camp is really simple. I mean, it's so if somebody was working off of a list of to-dos, right? When it's actually on the calendar, when it's scheduled in, like time blocking, you know, like I said earlier, I block my 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's my me time. I can exercise there. That's usually what I do, is exercise. But I block myself. I give myself the me time first, before anything else, before work, before, you know, anything, because that's where I work on me, right? So then I block other time for my life plan. So I block a couple hours here on Monday, sometimes on Tuesday, Wednesday. So I look at my entire week. So I got everything is blocked in. And then I have my little to-dos. I need to call the accountant. I need to call the doctor. I need to call this, you know. And when they're on the calendar, it works. She got to get into the calendar. And most people that I talk to, I don't know about most. Yeah, most of the people that I actually do the Q&A sessions with, I ask them, do you use a calendar? And they say yes. And I said, well, do you have your little to-dos in there? Well, no, I keep them in my head. Well, what happens when we have all this stuff going on in our head, it makes us crazy. It's called overwhelm.
Yes.
Get things out of your head, get them in a to-do list, and get them, you know, electronically. Google has all the products. They're perfect. Google Calendar, Google Tasks. It works.
Well, I always say, they say that diamonds are a girl's best friend, but my best friend is definitely my journal. I don't think a diamond could ever replace my journal. And so my journal is, I put everything I write. I definitely love to write. I use the technique of writing to organize myself and to figure out what's going on inside of my head. Because like you say, many people feel as if they can just keep the vision or the goal inside of their head, and I don't support that. I think you should definitely get it out of your head, put it on paper, and that's what makes you feel that it's believable, because it's manifested there on paper, and it gives you the energy and the momentum to believe that, hey, I could actually do this. Okay. And so and then it helps you to remind. It's a great reminder, even if you don't do it today. 1 year from now, you pick up that same journal and you see it there, and then you can go ahead and start to do it, even though it's late, but you can still do it. So it's a great reminder on keeping us accountable and responsible for our goals.
It's so true. It's so true, and it really isn't that hard. I think the biggest thing really is just getting started. I just saw a little video this morning when I opened my phone, and it was a little 30-second video. This woman's like, just get started. Don't wait to be ready. Just to get started. And that's really such a great message, because I spent wasted a lot of time waiting to be ready. And it doesn't work that way. We're learning. It's totally opposite. You get started, take the action now. So have you traveled outside of the island?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes.
Tell us
I've
about
traveled. I've been to New York. I love New York.
it. Okay.
I've been to Chicago, of
Ooh,
course, where you are. I've been to Chicago.
great.
I've been to Minnesota. I've been to Ohio. I've been to Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
Where else have I? Of course, I've been to Florida.
Okay.
We Bahamians, we love to go to Florida and Orlando. One of
Hmm.
my favorite places. I love Orlando. Yeah, so I've traveled many places.
Okay. If I was gonna send you a round trip ticket with your family for everybody to go someplace, where would you go?
Mm. I always said I wanted to visit Italy.
You have
I
to
would definitely go to Italy.
go to Italy.
I've
Oh my
I've
God.
never been there.
You will be blown away.
Hmm.
You remember the Leaning Tower of Pisa, right?
The only thing I've done is see it on TV or see it on some picture.
Yeah, as you see the picture, it's this round tower, right? And
Is
it
that the Eiffel Tower?
no, the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Oh, okay.
Have you not heard of that? Interesting.
I think I've seen. I think I saw it on a picture.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, in the history books, I would see this Leaning Tower of Pisa because my family is Italian. They're Sicilian. So when I took the vacation to go to Italy, I had to go see this Leaning Tower of Pisa. And
Okay.
I was like, when you get on an airplane and there's a little kid that's on the airplane, they don't just sit down. No, they stand on the seat and they turn around and they look at all the people and they're like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, and I forgot. I've been to Jamaica. Have you ever been to Jamaica?
I have not.
Jamaica is also beautiful. It's a beautiful Caribbean island.
I have not. I mean, I've been to a lot of the little islands. There's the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Oh, okay. Wow. Beautiful.
They built
I
it.
think I saw this on a picture before,
Yeah,
but I don't know much about it.
it sunk, so they built it straight, and then it started to sink in the dirt.
The sink.
So they had to put cables to keep it from falling. And now they
Oh,
put cement in the bottom so it doesn't fall. But on the inside, you climb up like this to get to the top, and then you can stand on the top and look out. But I was like this little kid. I was so excited to see this Leaning Tower of Pisa.
wow.
It was great. It was great. So you would go to Italy. There's so much to see
Yes.
there.
I would go
Okay.
to Italy. I always said that. Hmm.
What about the rainforest?
The rainforest in Italy?
Well, anywhere. I mean, they have them in different parts of the world. Like in Australia, they have amazing rainforests. You see them on TV. They're just trees forever. They go, and they're
Oh, wow.
gigantic trees.
I
Whew.
would definitely love that. Oh, that would be a beautiful sight to see because I love nature. And here in the Bahamas, we don't really have, we have pine trees. We have a lot of like pine trees and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
we don't have like that forest like what you have in America and all those different type of rainforests and different parts of the world. So that would definitely be a beautiful scene and something different. Yes. So I would love that.
That's great. Yeah, it's coming. Come back to Chicago. We got some big forests around here.
Okay. Yes.
If you had, Harry Potter, right? If you
Yes.
if you had a Harry Potter wand, okay, and you could change your career to anything else, just go like that, what would you change your career, or would you keep doing what you're doing?
No, I wouldn't change a thing.
So,
I the only thing I probably would do with my special wand is enhance what I'm doing, where where I can be more on a broader scale or platform, but I wouldn't change my ability to teach
mhm.
and help and serve. I wouldn't change that for the world because it's within me. And even though many times I felt like, hey, you know, it's not working out, or it's not how I'm going how I want. I cannot quit. I
Hmm.
cannot quit. I just find myself, it's like a magnet. I find myself back at it again. So I know that it is my mission. And so I wouldn't change what I do for the
Hmm.
world. I wouldn't change it.
That's great. I totally honor that and appreciate that, and I totally support you. So all of you that are watching, if you're watching this inside the network and you're hearing this message, support Sherique in expanding and doing what she's doing, and that's what we're all here for, is to support each other in evolving our passion so that we can all be the success that we want to be. So, okay, last question. We're at 55 minutes. We're almost an hour. Can you believe that?
Yes.
It's gone by
That
fast.
went fast.
Yeah. So, okay. So right now, I don't know how many people are watching this. We've had a couple viewers, but let's just pretend, okay? Let's pretend that every single person on the planet is watching right now. This is a really big question, right? So that's like 8.7 billion people. So
Mm.
we're live, right? And now everybody's like this, listening. What would you want to say to humanity?
I would want to say to humanity, each of us, that you are not a mistake. You didn't just drop out of the sky to exist. The world would be a better place if we would all do what we were sent here to do. If we would all um, think about what our life mission is, what our purpose is, and serve, and not just make everything about ourselves, but to serve the greater good of humanity, and just be caring, compassionate, loving to each other, because we all have to live on this planet, this great divine planet, together. So finding your passion, your gifts, and your abilities, living as one, loving each other, and just being a master of self, mastering those emotions, and just being a great influence to each other would be a good thing. So I would just encourage um, people who are listening, or who will watch it later, to do that. Follow your purpose. Figure out what it is.
Mm.
Choose it, because it's there and it's waiting for you to choose it. And that's where true success is. That's where true fulfillment is and happiness is. Knowing that you're doing something that is greater than yourself.
That was amazing. I'm so inspired. I wish we could have all 8.7 billion people watching me. That was amazing. That really
Yes.
was amazing. Thank you. That was,
Thank
that
you.
was,
All the love.
yeah,
Let
it
me put
was.
that. Can I
Woo.
do that love? Can you see my heart?
I can't, no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're a little bit, yeah. There you
There
go.
you go.
That's great.
Sending the love back.
Wow. You are
Yeah.
so fascinating. I'm just feeling so thankful and honored that you accepted the nomination, that you were willing to share your story. And I know that there's so much more. We could go on for a long time, but I want to invite you back. I mean, there's so many little topics that we could talk about. And
Yes.
with everything that you're doing, I would be honored again, just to do that, even if it's like for 10 or 15 minutes, so some little snippet of this or that. And we could share it in the group and then share it out. And I'm, like I said, I'm here. This is my purpose, is to support people in sharing and evolving and discovering and sharing and evolving their passion. So, if that's what you want to do, I'm more than happy.
Definitely, I accept that. I am definitely excited about that, and I would love that.
Okay, you're on. It's the same. Actually, it would be the same link that you did. Would you schedule this? Okay, and then we can just talk,
Okay.
on Messenger, and then we'll come up with a topic and do that. So, thank you. That's wonderful. Well, listen, I'm gonna let you get back to your day. It's been almost an hour now, so thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And now you froze again. Just wait till you unfreeze for a second here. There you go. You're back.
Okay.
It just froze for a second there. I didn't want to say goodbye when you were frozen. The cable is probably under the water.
Yeah, okay. But before I leave, I just want to just thank you so much for having me and for being attracted to my gift and to my abilities and what I do and being drawn to me. And thank you for allowing me to be your guest on this amazing platform. And so I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Likewise. Yeah, you're very, very welcome. Anytime. So, okay. Well, everybody that is, out there watching, thank you for joining us here. We appreciate your support. We appreciate anything that you have to say. If you have comments, if you want to know more about Sherique, you just type it in the comment section, and we'll be watching. We'll get the notification, and we're here. So, have yourself a fabulous day and a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you guys all next time. Take care for now, and we'll see you.